has that versatility to play the nickel position you guys have? What allows him to be the kind of athlete that can play that position, play both roles?
Well, first of all, I put him in I got to be better than that. I put him in a really tough spot. Obviously, wasn't anticipating exactly that, and he's got to play better technique and not look in the backfield and things of that nature. But I gotta help protect him more. But Barrett's a tremendous athlete. He's got really good coverage skills. He's got great hips and feet, excellent top end speed. He's a big dude, but he moves really, really well and has been terrific in his coverage. Very natural, plays in a very calm way, and doesn't ever get rattled. Very rarely does he ever make the same mistake twice, and can play. Just got a really good natural feel for the game, and so it's just a really good football player. Can do, like I said, his skill set's just very versatile with length, size. Can play the A gap, but he can play in the post very, very naturally. But I got to do a better job of helping him in that situation. I put him in a tough spot.
Brent, he said he watched Isaiah and Dorian a lot before he came here. Do you see eventually him being able to use kind of that same way, I guess, as his career goes along?
Yeah, in some ways we have already, but for sure, he's a very versatile guy, and a year from now, looking at again our group and who's leaving and things like that, he can do a lot of different stuff. So I can play to everybody's strengths and utilize his skill set as well.
After watching film, how would you diagnose the way things seem to break down in the second quarter?
Yeah, I mean, things started obviously very well. First, five drives, and really got in a really good rhythm. And I think the sixth drive, the first touchdown drive before half. Again, it was a methodical drive where, again, they're a very precise, veteran, experienced team, and we would have some really good plays within the drive, and then some of it they made some plays. I take nothing away from them, but we made some mistakes, whether it's letting them run the ball on 1st and 10, we misfit a run, or again lost leverage in coverage, or didn't play an empty set well enough, but it got us on our heels, and they make a nice play on 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. Nolan's in really good tight coverage, and just had outside leverage and slightly lost the leverage, and then just within a fingernail makes a nice play. And that's what good players will do. Whether it's the receiver, the quarterback, they did a nice job there, and so again, having a 13 play drive, and we go right back on the field again, and just again second, I think the penalty on second and extra long was really the dagger there. It's incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 18. They were 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 on 3rd and extra long anyway, and we give them a first down and 15 yards, and we made just a handful of critical mistakes. This game will punish you for a lack of precision, lack of fundamentals, lack of details, and Pitt's good enough to expose you, and they did. We had to miss signal on another, supposed to be in cover 2, and we played man, and they run the throwback, and we're not there. The safety ends up making the tackle, but another big play, just a critical mistake, and at the wrong time. Sometimes you can overcome them, and unfortunately we took, just thinking the worst case scenario, you go into half at 7-7 on the road against Pitt, and you miss some opportunities. You really feel good, and just right now we're just not. There's not as much margin for error for us, and we made some critical mistakes on that last drive before half. That was really a tough one, but at the end of the day, it's still 14-7, and I did not think we came out in the second half. Offense goes out, and next thing you know, it's 21-7. I did not think we responded. We've responded all year, and I just didn't have the same level of juice, the intensity, the precision, the toughness, the coaching, all of it. That last quarter and a half, we didn't match what Pitt had. They smelled blood, and we were too worried about the wound, instead of playing through it, coaching through it. They're a good team though. It's an experienced team, and again we just did not respond. The latter part of that game like we have, and you can lay out a million excuses. None of them are worth a flip, but we need to be more precise, more physical, and again more determined, more mentally tough, physically tough. Got to put them in better spots to help them respond, and because it's really within the victory was still within arm's reach, and we just Pitt did a great job of holding us at bay.
David was saying that the last drive was really frustrating, just not to get the ball
Sure,
back up.
yeah.
Was that guys worn down at that point?
I don't know, worn down. Just again, everybody kind of really, it's you go back and you watch it, and everybody we hit it. Everybody had their turn. Maybe somebody got knocked out of a gap. We misfit it with a safety, misfit it with a backer. We're in the fit, and then we spin out of it. It's like then we're trying to do too much, do somebody else's job, so I'm in the wrong fit, and there's nobody in the other gap. And again, they're simple discipline stuff that is frustrating for the players too. Not doing the little things, and then next thing you know, somebody tries to overcompensate for somebody, and you've been doing it long enough, that happens, and it happened at a bad time. That was and then we stop them on third down, and then we get a penalty, and so that's we got exactly what we deserved at the end of the day.
What do you say to turn the page in meetings?
Yeah, like you do every week. You turn the page every week, so the narrative isn't any different. You don't have to go in there and reinvent the wheel and have some great motivational speech. You coach and you play the game because you love it. You're competitive. You're tough. You have a system. You have a process on how you prepare and get ready week in and week out. And again, you hope that you recruit the right kind of guys that have the same kind of vision, and love and appreciation for the opportunity to play. Ask those 14 or 15 guys that can't play anymore, how much they wish they could. So, you do like you do. Even in victory, there's struggle, there's mistakes, there's issues, and so you got to work through those. And this is actually an easier time to correct and teach and get better through struggle and through loss. That meeting room will be, you can hear a pin drop, trust me, as opposed to a 50-point win that you don't think you played very well, but you won anyway, or you win by one, and everybody feels great, and but it's what winners do, man. You respond. It's where again you really show who you are, what you're about. So it's a very real thing. It's like everybody in their own personal lives, your family life, your professional life. What do you do when you don't get the sale? What do you do when your wife leaves you? What do you do when you have an unexpected death in the family? What do you do when somebody has cancer? Those are real issues, and in our world, those are issues too. Different, levels. Somebody dying is a lot different than losing the game, like two different planets. But still, adversity, bad things happen, man. You respond, man. You go swinging, and you keep swinging even through victory. Winning is very hard. Being successful in whatever you do, read it, hear it, listen to it, interview it, being successful is very hard. And but the mark of any successful person, or if you're a believer, you don't just pick and choose when you're a believer, man. You got to wake up, and that's what you do every day. And so you're committed to that. Same thing when it comes to your job, or how you are as a father to your children. If you're something, you need to be consistent. You can't one time let them stay up to midnight on school night. Next night, hey man, get your butt to bed at 8, and expect everything's going to be great. So it's the same thing here, man. We got a 2 o'clock team meeting. We had a team meeting first, and we talk special teams, and we go to offense and defense, and then we split up and go position, and then here's a scouting report, and then you got to, everybody, all of us, perform better with structure typically. And so we got to provide the same kind of structure, the same kind of correction, the same kind of, I think one of the best things Coach Sweeney does as a leader of our program is, I mean, he inspires, he encourages, he corrects, he holds people accountable. But he does that all the time. And but he always finds the good and the bad, and he has a way of bringing out the best in everybody. And whether we're successful, keeping guys humble, or whether, again, we've had some tough moments in his, 13 plus 14 years, 20 years that he's been here, some tough moments, man. But you look at how he's always responded as a leader, man. And he's in the Baseball Hall of Fame, how he responds. He's a winner. And so easy guy to follow. And again, we've recruited well with guys that believe in, again, our culture, our processes, but this is a great opportunity, to teach and to, and again, we got to, we're playing this week against a really good team. They're playing really well right now, and playing really good football. And so we better get over it quickly, so.
How have you seen Florida State kind of from some of the struggles they had early on in the season?
Probably eliminating mistakes and turnovers and penalties pre-snap, and again, turn the ball over. As we know, that'll beat you every time. Turnovers is a key to winning and losing, protecting the football. So being more efficient, with those two things, just start with that. And but they're doing a great job developing their team and playing a lot better up front, and they're running the ball. Jordan Travis and the running backs they got are really good players, very dynamic. That combination, say Syracuse, you had Schrader as a running quarterback and some design QB runs, and the running back's the all-purpose guy, leader in the country and all that. These guys are they're I don't know, they're more explosive and faster, and can really, you can have everything hemmed up the right way and they can still make plays. They got some very dynamic playmakers, and the receivers are really making plays now, and the tight end, 87, is in 4, doing a great job. They're doing a good job. They've done a really nice job, and again, they're on a 3-game winning streak, and feeling good about where they're at right now. And it could have, as we all saw in the opener against Notre Dame, could easily have won that game. They've been in some tight games and been on the wrong side of it early, but they've done a great job here in the last month.
How much did Tyler and Trey push through?
Yeah, I mean, Tyler hadn't practiced in 5 weeks, so that showed at times. But man, what a tough guy, man. A guy that just cares. Talking about, if people only really knew how much guys care. I know Matt Bockhorst, people have no idea what he's been through. And what a great leader he is, how well respected he is in this locker room. And it's easy to try to pick on different people. People have no idea the investment, the work, how much an individual can contribute to the success. And again, just a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hurt. These guys have been playing, Bockhorst's been playing hurt for a number of years, and man, what a war daddy. Just a big-time dude. And but those other guys are, they're battling too. They're, Trey's out, he's in the double slings, and Tyler, came back a couple weeks early, and he was determined to. Just been busting it to try to come back. That's how much these guys care. And Trey will have to have surgery after the season, and it's been easy for him. He's beat up, young guy. A lot of times young guys are immature, and so they're like face a little adversity, face some pain. It's easy to check out. You wouldn't blame them if they did. As they check out, hey man, I'm gonna go ahead and get this done. And but a guy like that's like, no, what do you mean done? I got, January to be done. I'll get that surgery then. And so you just have a great appreciation, and thankfulness and love for your players, and what, again, being on this team means to them.
Dabo was talking about just the craziness in terms of the injuries and the number of them. Talking about you go through tough times. I mean, is this about as tough as you can remember during your time in terms of just the number of guys who have been, affected and just all the adversity?
Yeah, and I can promise you, in the college football world, nobody feels sorry for us because we've been fortunate. We've been really fortunate. And again, and a lot of teams through the years, we've known which teams here and there, and people lose sight of that. It obviously affects you mentally, certainly in your product. And but no, I mean, I haven't been a part of something. The closest thing was in 2009. I was at Oklahoma. We lost Bradford the first game. Our offensive tackle, these first rounders, Sam Bradford, Trent Williams, first round offensive tackle, Jermaine Gresham, first round tight end, all in the first game. Thought there was a fourth guy, maybe DeMarco Murray or something like that. Of course, it wasn't my side of the ball, but they were devastated, and so that's about the closest thing I've been, exposed to from an injury standpoint.
Speaking of those injuries, you look at, I think Justin Austin's been through last year with COVID and that sort of thing, working his way back this year, not having to be out. What do you, I guess, just say to him to keep him encouraged?
Just let him know how, again, that there's a lot more to be thankful for than not, and just how much you appreciate, and again, the sacrifice and the work that he's put in, the investment into the program. A guy like that didn't have to come back, but some of it, some of it's self-serving when they want to come back and fight through the injury. They love to play, and they take a lot of joy, or get a lot of joy rather, out of playing and being with their teammates. But most of it's for everybody else, and so I mean, just again, get your arm around them, and love on them, and encourage them, and and just let them know how much you appreciate them.
Anything for Coach from Zoom?
It's Trevor. Trevor's
Well,
usually hogging the show. Trevor's probably taking a nap, huh? After lunch, had a big lunch.
with that, we will break for lunch. Thank you, Coach.